Hey, Diecast fans and collectors. Okay, I know I've been talking about for a little bit that I have a video I want to do where I talk about premium diecasts and how I think the way premium diecasts work really needs to change, especially in today's time where things are so expensive. And you guys have heard me talk bad things about premium diecasts, and then I buy them, and I I try to think about why did I not like them, and I'm like, I figured it out. Like, I think as the price has gone up, my mind has just had this little thing that I didn't catch on to yet, and I figured out why I didn't like them as much. And the reason is I noticed something about certain models and other ones. So, this is an M2 Camaro, one of the cheaper ones. Doors don't open or anything like that. What is this missing? You may not realize it, because I feel like this is something maybe not a lot of people realize, because the premium diecast makers seem to get away with it so much. But cars have side view mirrors. Where are the mirrors on this Camaro? They would probably only have one, but still, where's the mirror on this car? Now, I realize you might be like, well, they can't do that. It'd be too breakable. These diecasts are not for kids. Like, I know we say Hot Wheels, yes, those are, but these are like adult collectible model cars. Do I think Hot Wheels ever needs to add a mirror to their Camaro casting? No. I mean, if they make it a premium, then yes. But the dollar one? Absolutely not. That's not something we should ever complain about, even though, it wouldn't take that much just to add a little piece of metal on there. But again, these are $1, and you get what you get for that price. But when you're paying over $5 for a diecast, I think we should start banding together to not let these diecast companies get away with doing this to us, because things are expensive, and if I'm going to pay a premium price for something, I want it to be a premium thing. Now, I bought this back before I realized that, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I do like this car, but it's at the same time, it's like I look at this and I like it, but it just makes me sad, because I know how much better it could be if it had the mirror on it. And you might be like, well, there isn't one that exists out there with a mirror. You're wrong. I thought this myself. I introduced to you a Kyosho Chevy Camaro. Now, I paid a lot for this because it's from Japan. Probably normally would not have costed nearly as much as I paid for it because of right now things that are going on in the world. But look at this. Look at this car. And you tell me, even if this was $7, would you rather pay $5 for this, or $7 or $6 for this? Look at that. I didn't even notice the windshield wipers. I guess they attempted to put them on this model. They painted them, but that actually has them like on the window. Look at this. Look at this. This is how we need our premiums to be done, people. This is what a premium diecast is. If I'm going to pay over $5 for a diecast, we need to stop letting diecast companies get away with this. Why do we continue to let them not put the mirrors on the sides of the cars? They do this for way more castings than the Camaro. Like, for instance, Autoworld, I love their Cadillac castings. I love them to death, but now that I've noticed this, I can't buy them anymore. The ones I have, I'm going to keep, yes, but the Cadillacs could be so much better if they had their mirrors. And it's like Autoworld is already this company that strives to be like the best. They like, you know, they do very accurate, heavy, high quality die casts. And it's like they know the mirrors are supposed to be there because they're on the artwork on the card of the vehicle. They're on the artwork of the card, but they're not on the model itself. That's not okay if you're claiming to be a premium diecast manufacturer. If you are going to put something on the card that is not on the thing that is in the package, I'm not buying it. Plain and simple. And I believe more of us should do this because this has been going on for years, that companies have not been putting the mirrors on these things when they're even supposed to be premiums. Like Hot Wheels 100%, those were supposed to be premiums. They don't have it either. You know, it's like, why have we let this go on for so long? I don't know if I'm like one of the first people to notice this or something, but I really believe that if we're going to be paying these high prices for these diecast cars we want, they need to have more heart and love put into them. Because as car people, we love the cars we collect. And don't you want the most accurate looking thing you can get, especially when you pay more? Like, I'm not saying you buy $1 Matchbox, $1 Hot Wheel. Don't expect that. But if you buy something that's over $5, you should totally expect that. You should totally expect that. Especially with the prices, you know, Autoworlds are now and greenlights and stuff like that. It is unacceptable to not add this little piece of plastic or a piece of metal, something resembling what the mirror should look like. It should look exactly how it looks like on its artwork. Greenlight doesn't do that. Well, no, they do on some of their cars. But it has just made me so upset because I have so many cars I love so much in my collection. And it's like, why can they not have this? Because they would be so much better with this. And this is not, and you might be like, oh, 3D print them or something. No, we should not have to do that. They should do that. We are paying a premium price for the model. We should get premium quality. Now, I know there's still going to be paint job issues and things like that. That's kind of unavoidable. That's going to happen. When something's mass produced, it's going to happen. But we need to see more stuff like this. It's so sad how many muscle cars we have that I love muscle cars and I love Autoworld. They make some really neat castings, but it's not even the old cars too. It's new cars as well. Like right now at my Walmart, there is a 2010 Chevy Camaro. If you look at the artwork of the card, the Camaro on the card has the mirrors. The model in the package does not have the mirrors. And you might be like, well, they can't do that because it'll break off. Well, if that's the case, then maybe some people might be against this, but maybe we should raise the price a little bit and put it in something, you know, like M2's does. Or, you know what, I don't even think we need to raise the price because Majorette can do this for $7 to $8. I've seen these for $7 to $8 to maybe $9. And if they can do that, I'm pretty sure these companies can too. You know, Kyosho is an amazing company, and like I really want to buy more of their models, but unfortunately you can only get them in like Tokyo and I think China, so I have to pay a lot right now to get them over here. And I did pay a lot for both of these, by the way. That's not the only one I got. I got this one too. They came with the cases. That's not something they typically come with, but the person I bought it from was really cool. They also threw in this little thing that came with a drink on the top of it, which is really cool. This came with like a coffee drink or something. Really neat little thing. I wish we got things like that over here in the US, but I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think we'll get little extra things with our food. That's kind of cool though, because it makes you more incentive to buy it. I'd be more incentive to buy expensiver brands if they did stuff like that. But it's like, why are we paying for these, for those prices, if they can't actually care about the consumer, I guess is what I mean. Like, if we're gonna pay that, it should look like this, because I'm pretty sure in Japan these cost what, our premiums cost. And it's crazy that, they're doing better stuff than us. And I know sometimes people are like, oh, Japan and China and all that makes bad stuff. I mean, can you really say that after looking at America's oriented company? I know they're not made in America, but still, this is a company that is out of America. This is a company that's out of either China or Japan. I didn't really look that up, but it's like they care so much more about the art of auto, like the way a vehicle looks, because this mirror just adds to this model. And it's not just this company either. We got companies like Kaido House, like this square body makes all my other square bodies be put to shame. And it's a shame because this company doesn't make any regular looking ones. I wish they'd start making regular looking ones because I'd be all over them. But again, I'm going to show you with this Kaido House. Give me a second to get it out. Okay. So here is the Kaido House square body. Look at this. Do you see this beautiful, beautiful thing? Look at the motor. Tailgate. Some 124 scales don't even have this level of detail. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen one that does, honestly. But now we have an autoworld one. It's got the same premise. The tailgate I thought the hood opened on these. Does it not? I thought it did. Oh, it does. There we go. Got a little bit of detail in that motor. Yeah, a little bit. But think of how much cooler this autoworld could be if it just had that. And you might be like, well, there's a problem of them breaking off. This company is smart because look at this. Oh, I broke it. It's rubber, guys. It's a little piece of rubber. Would I pay $10 to $12 for autoworlds if they did that? Probably yes. Like, if Autoworld ever does retool their castings, like these ones, the square bodies, and they remake all the colors again with mirrors, am I going to rebuy them? Absolutely. And then here we got a greenlight one. Beautiful truck. Absolutely gorgeous pickup truck. No mirrors. No mirrors. And I know the mirrors on this truck would most likely be square, but they like to tune the crap out of these when they make them, which I don't hate. That's pretty cool. I just wish maybe Kaido House or Tarmac Works or Mini GT could make something like this. I wish they would make vehicles like this that are just like normal looking pickup trucks, because I would be all over it. Lifted ones, all kinds of different ones. I would buy them all. But it's like, it makes me so sad because I love all my Autoworlds and my greenlight square bodies so much, and it's like, now I feel like I wasted my money on them because it's just not there. And I've always wondered why sometimes I sit and I look at these things and I didn't understand it until I started buying stuff like this. I always would wonder why I spend so much money on these. I'd always look at them and be like, why do I spend so much money on these? And I just regret spending that much. I'd be like, why did I pay that much for those? Back when these were like $5, I didn't think that about them. But this one, yes, I did. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's something that's missing from the 1/64 scale diecast community. Like, companies have been doing this for years. And, you know, I think Mattel, too, like, with your premium Hot Wheels, unless it's got mirrors, like an extra bit of metal to make it look like it's got mirrors, I'm not buying it. And do I think Hot Wheels needs to scale all of their premium cars? No, because that's not their thing. That's not a thing they really are known for, so that's something we shouldn't really expect of that company. But should they put the mirrors or do some kind of effort to make it look like it has that? Absolutely, guys. You gotta think about that is money you earned. You decided to use it to buy something that you like, and you like cars. When you like cars, you're into them for their motors. Some people are in them for motors. Some people are into them for looks. Me personally, I'm into autos because of looks. I love the design of auto art and stuff like that. Like just the design, just all the different designs there is out there, all the different styles. I love so much about that. It's such a neat thing. I read on Google somewhere that these are not actually to scale, but they look like they are to me. It looks exactly the same as the autoworld one. It's just a little bit bigger because it's modified. It's got a longer bed, and they do make wide ones. That I seen a lot of different styles. I hope they start making more square bodies, but I don't know if they ever will. I hope maybe someday they make like stuff like this that's just like this and it's got mirrors. And you might be like, well, you know, people can 3D print it and put it on there. And again, yeah, they could, but why should you have to? If you're gonna pay $7 for a premium diecast, why should you have to risk getting a glue stain on it, damaging it, or something like that, when I think it should be the manufacturer's job to put the mirrors on the vehicle? That's just me. I hope it's other people too, because I hope it's not just something I feel and everybody else is like, it's fine, we don't need the mirrors. I think we need the mirrors. Like, this truck would look so much cooler if it had its big square mirrors on it. Tell me it wouldn't. If it had like that piece, like that Camaro on this truck, just imagine that. That little piece on this Camaro like that on this truck. Imagine that for a second. Just imagine it. Could have been such a beautiful thing, but they either don't care enough or they just don't notice. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I think they notice, because I'm pretty sure even on the card art of the square bodies, I haven't seen one in a while, but I'm pretty sure on the card art of the square bodies, they have mirrors as well. When you are buying a premium diecast, it should look like how it does on the card. Maybe there is still a way they could do them on card. Do them like this. Put them on the card like this. Instead of like this. Do them like this. Yes, I know that's weird, but then it could have mirrors and you wouldn't really have to worry about them breaking off, and it could still be on a card, because I'll show you how Kaido House does theirs. See this? It's got like a thing in there. You put the truck in there like this. Gotta make sure it's the right way because it's a special fit for the truck. And then you put the top on like this. And then you put this on like this. And then you display it like this. And now it's sideways, but it's absolutely fine in there. So that's what I'm saying. They could put them in the package like that with the mirrors. And yes, it's going to be weird. That's not what we're used to. We're used to seeing them like this, but I mean, if it's got the mirrors, I'll still buy them if they're like this. Because honestly, that would be better too, because then you could see both sides of the car before you buy it and make sure it doesn't have any paint defects. Because you could see this side and you could see this side. You'd have a little bit of a card like in the way on this side, but you could see it. You know? And you might be like, well, they don't produce as many of these as they do these, so they can't do that because they produce so many of these, and these are like more, there's more craft put into these because they produce less of them. Not true. Not true. It is totally possible to mass produce vehicles with good mirrors. I have proof. Greenlight has done it. Look at these. Look at their bigger trucks. Them are pretty nice looking mirrors, aren't they? That's on a Greenlight that was mass produced. So if that's your argument, is they can't do that because they mass produce these, not a good argument, bud. They can. Look at this. That might not be glued on right. These broke off when I stored them. I used to store them in bags. Now I store them on shelves because I've really gotten into premiums a lot more now that I found there's different ones. But these are not in my special premiums, even though they should be. They're not because they don't have mirrors and stuff like that. They still are kept in boxes. And I mean, that is a better thing about them is I can store them that way because they're that way. That's something good about them, and I'm going to make it more hard for people to store the cars because right now it's easier. If you open them, you can put them in like a bag and you know it's not going to break anything off it. But it's like if you're going to put cars like that, I don't know, you might need to just like decide which ones you want to buy or something. I don't know. But what I'm saying is premium diecast companies have been getting away with this for too long. They've been getting away with not giving us the mirrors on the cars. And I don't think we should stand for it anymore, especially the prices they are now. We should not stand for it. Like if it's a race car like this one, like this Camaro, yes, this probably shouldn't have mirrors because it's a race car, I believe, and they usually don't, but I don't know, back in this time maybe they did. But it is a race car, so I could like excuse it not having mirrors. I don't think it's actually to scale though, because if you look at it compared to this one, it looks a bit off. They might be different Camaros though too. I think they are different Camaros, but I just don't believe we should be letting the companies get away with, you know, not giving us the mirrors anymore on the cars we pay these premium prices for. Like, I like M2s. M2s makes really cool cars. They make like 50s big boaty cars nobody else makes, and that's what sucks is I can't get those cars with mirrors on them. And I looked it up. There were some that were sold from the factory that didn't have the mirrors of cars like that, but like in real life, but it's like they should look like they're road legal cars and have the mirrors, because honestly M2s does a lot of really neat cars and they don't like overdo them, like make them look crazy. I like when they just make them look like you bought them off the showroom floor. I love that. I love cars like that. That's why I love autoworld so much, but not anymore because I won't buy another autoworld square body because I know about Kyosho ones now and they have mirrors, and that's so much cooler to me. If they have mirrors, I feel like I'm getting more for my money. Even if they are more, they might not be. If like I was able to buy them, like if I lived in China or Japan, they'd probably be about the same price as buying an auto world. I don't know. I don't live there, so I can't really speak for that. But it's just, why? Why, man? And it's like not even a consistent thing either. Like it's not like, oh, auto worlds, none of their cars have mirrors, because that's not true. They do have a few castings that have mirrors and other things, and you know, I'm going to show you guys some of those because those are ones I've put away and kept better than the other ones. And even M2s has some like that, because you can see right here, that's an M2 Fox body. It does have mirrors. You can see the skylines. Those are actually green lights that they made a long time ago. You can see the, you know what, let me open this. I hope it doesn't fall. But hold on so you guys can see them better. Okay. So, yeah, you can see, again, another green light. It does have mirrors. They're very tiny. but they're there. Even that is enough for me. But look at all these cars. And then you've got this brand CCA, which I think these are accurately scaled. At least the 2010 is, because I scaled it to my autoworld one. Again, autoworld, why would you make this casting and not give it mirrors? It's possible, because look, this one has it. This is a CCA. I wheel swapped it so it would look a bit more premium. This Mustang, I think this is a bit big, but it's in here for now. Another CCA. More Auto Worlds right there. You can see those have mirrors. And it's like Auto World. Look, they make cars. I don't know what this is, but it does have mirrors. And it does seem to be to scale. But look at this. Greenlight. Dodge Charger. Has mirrors. Auto World. Dodge Charger. Has mirrors. It's like one company does it without mirrors. The other company's like, why should I put mirrors on it? M2. Has mirrors. Mirrors. Everything in here has mirrors. It wouldn't be in here if it didn't. Oh, that one's gorgeous. I love that one. But it's like, why can you not put mirrors on everything? Look at this. You got the beautiful Silverados from Auto World. They're nice. I will say there's another company, Inno64, that made these, and their mirrors look a bit better. But it's not about if the mirrors look like super realistic. It's just, put in an effort to put them there, for God's sake. For the price I'm paying for them? Are you kidding me, dude? The prices some premiums are now? Dude, put the effort in to put the little bit of extra metal there. Come on, dude. What are you doing? It's like, look how cool these diecasts are because of the mirrors. They look like real freaking cars. That's a Maisto, which I also found out some of those are actually to scale. The newer ones, not the older ones, but the newer ones are. There's 4 GTs they've made and stuff that are all like that. But there is one car that Auto World makes that isn't supposed to have mirrors. And here we go again. M2s. We've got, I said there was no Camaro that had mirrors. I forgot about the M2. I can't think of it. Majorette one is not the only one with mirrors. These ones also have mirrors. The M2's ones have mirrors. I will say the Majorette ones look better. They do. They look better. They look a lot better than the M2 ones, but the fact is they still have them, and that is enough for me to want to buy them because they have them. That's enough for me. A premium's got mirrors, heck yeah, sign me up, I'll buy it. All these have mirrors. I'll get that one. That one's about to fall. Hold up. This is a Greenlight, and it shows, yes, Greenlight can make a Camaro with mirrors because there's one right there. It's not the 2010, unfortunately, but it is a Camaro. And it's like, maybe they think it would look bad or something, but even if it would, I would rather have it be there than not have it be there. One of the best castings, I think, Auto World makes, the Jeep. I think I've gotten every single one that's came out. I love the Jeep. The Jeep is awesome, especially when they do cool stuff with it like that. Those are probably 2 of my favorite ones right there. But yeah, look at these, man. There's just, these are cool. This is like what I want when I buy a premium. Like, that's what I want. Like, Hot Wheels premiums, that's a whole different basket. Like, those aren't going in here because pretty much every Hot Wheels premium you buy is safe to, like, just put in a bag because, well, they don't really have anything breakable on them. I guess the new LaFerrari kind of does, and the Rexy Porsche, that one kind of does. Some of the spoilers on them can be bendy, which could break. But it's like, I don't know. There's certain companies I feel like you should buy them. You should expect them to maybe break if you don't handle them correctly because they're not kids' toys. You might want to say that, like, you know, M2, things like that, they're kids' toys. They're not. They're not. I did not know many kids growing up that had M2s, and I knew a lot of different kids and went over to their house and messed with their cars, and they messed with my cars. And I did not know many kids that had M2s. Most of the kids, I went to their house, maybe they had a few Maestos, they had a few Matchboxes, they had a few Hot Wheels. There was this one kid that had a few Jadas, and that was the only kid I ever knew that had like kind of neater cars, because his dad was into them and bought them for him, and he had like Jadas, and that was my first exposure to like what a premium diecast was, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. But even Jadas weren't premium really back then, because they don't have mirrors either, and they're huge, but that's kind of just their thing. I'm glad they didn't do that with these though, because these, I'm telling you, these are going to be something big, and I hope that these maybe start forcing all the other companies to put mirrors on them, because these all have mirrors and they are very beautiful cars. So do all these, but these are all like different Chinese and Japanese companies. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That thing is gorgeous. I love that Kodak. I'm going to get the GMC one eventually in black. But, yeah. What do you guys think? Sorry this video's gone on so long. I want to buy premiums because I really do like extremely detailed cars that are to scale and everything. But it's like, if I'm going to buy them, I want them to have the mirrors. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Autoworld will sit there and make a truck that's got mirrors like the new F-150, the new Dodge, the new Chevys, but you won't do it to the old ones. I get there's maybe a little bit of more effort you have to put in to make the older mirrors. Yes, they're a bit more like complicated. There's a little bit more design to them, but still, come on, man. The price it is, put the flippin' mirrors on it. Seriously. Come on, guys. Especially you, Greenlight, because you guys have always been expensive, and I'm sure you're even more expensive now. Put the mirrors on them. And it sucks, too, because some of you guys make castings nobody else makes. And it's not like you can just, people like, oh, go to another company and buy those ones instead. That doesn't work for every casting. There's certain companies that only make this one casting. It's like, if they don't make it with mirrors, it's not a good premium, and I'm not going to buy it. You know? Like, please, I am begging you, premium diecast companies, M2, autoworld, greenlight, you guys could be so much cooler, and I would buy so much more of your cars, because greenlight, I love your lowriders. I love your Cadillacs. Autoworld, I love your lowriders. I love your Cadillacs. M2, I love your 50s Bodie cars, but I'm not going to buy them if they don't have the mirrors. I can't justify paying that much for something if it doesn't look as close to the car as possible. And missing mirrors, that's not what it should look like. Sure, maybe if it's a custom version or something, yeah, maybe it's like a race car or something like that. Yeah, maybe it shouldn't have mirrors. But if it's supposed to be a street-looking car, come on, man, please put the mirrors. I'm begging you, Autoworld, M2s, and just all the companies. I have so many cool square bodies. I love my square bodies to death, but it makes me so angry that they don't have mirrors. It makes me so mad because I know what this truck could look like with mirrors because of the Kaido House one and my Jada 124 scale I have of this style Chevy Silverado, or it's that one. That one. Oh, please, I'm begging you guys, we need to get together and tell these premium diecast companies, if you collect premiums, don't you want your money that you spend on that premium to be worth it? Don't you want it to have mirrors? We need to start calling them out on social media when they put out new designs. Go on social media and be like, where's the mirrors? Where's the mirrors? Start hashtag, where's the mirrors on my premiums? Where's the mirrors on my premiums? We need to start a hashtag, where's the side view mirrors on my premiums? Where are they? They are not there. It's not okay. We need to stop letting this happen. It's not impossible. We see this company do it. And you know, some of the companies that, you know, I'm talking about, they do it sometimes. And I thought maybe I was like, oh, maybe they can't do it because they produce them in mass productions and they produce these in very little productions. No, they can. Look at these. These are mass produced. They have beautiful mirrors. I buy one of these every time I see a new one because I just love how cool they look. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. I hope none of you think that this is stupid and you're like, who cares? Care. You're spending a lot of money on it. Care about your money you're spending, especially in this day and age. Care. Stuff is expensive. If you're going to pay an expensive price for it, make sure it's worth what you're paying, man. Don't buy it if it ain't got the mirrors, because I see really cool cars I want to buy on the shelf right now at Walmart. I'm not going to touch them. They don't have mirrors. I'm not standing for M2's, Greenlight, and Autoworld anymore, not putting mirrors on their premiums. I'm not standing for it. They need at least one on the cars that would have had one on the production year they were made. Sometimes they can have two. That'd be a cool little variation on different ones. And I would buy it if they made the same car again in a different color and I had two and it was a different mirror. I'd buy it again. That counts as a different car to me. It's even a way to milk us for more money, because I personally would buy this Camaro in 20 colors if it had different wheels, different mirrors, and things like that. I would buy the same car 20 times if it had different variations like that. And you might be like, that's crazy. And if it is, I don't know. It's just me. I like stuff like that. I think it's cool. I love 90s and early 2000 Hot Wheels because I like how they'd make the same car over and over and make slight little changes to it. I wish we could get that again today with, like, there's certain cars that have different wheels. I know it does happen sometimes, but it doesn't happen nearly as much as it used to. And kind of sucks. But that's a whole nother thing. And I don't think that will ever come back. But seriously, do not let these companies rip you off any longer. You are being ripped off. They should not put it on the package that it looks like it doesn't. I don't know. That might be false advertising, actually. Is that false advertising for the Camaro and like the Challengers and stuff? Because it does show on the artwork they have mirrors. I'm going to look into that. That could be false advertising. That would get them to wake up and see it. Someone filed a lawsuit. You're like, that's crazy. Why would you do that? I don't know, man. I just want to be able to buy cars I like and have them look as good as possible. Is that so wrong? I love stuff that's to scale and stuff. I just want it to look real, and not having mirrors, that's not real. This truck is illegal. You can't drive this on the road. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know, but I hope more people care than just me. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later, and let me know if you want to take a more closer look at some of my premiums sometime. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.